Hey, I have to tell everybody about something that just happened to me today. So, in order to understand the significance of what like just happened, I have to tell you about something about yesterday. So, yesterday, okay, I prayed with someone else and I literally asked God a specific, okay, which I don't usually ask for specifics for myself, but it was myself and for the nonprofit. So I asked God to give me confirmation because I think He wants me to start fundraising for United Hearts. So I asked Him for confirmation today. I asked Him to receive confirmation today that that I understood correctly and I'm supposed to start fundraising. So I asked Him to send someone to confirm that I should do that. And not only that, I asked that if I tried to start today, I said I was going to start like talking to people about what United Hearts, our first campaign to really fundraise for the organization as a whole, and I was going to start that today. And I was so busy this morning. I taught, and then I had to go straight to let the dogs out, and then to a meeting with my mentor, and then I was on my way back, and so I stopped at one place, okay? But I had asked also, so one thing, to have confirmation. Second thing I asked was that today when I started asking people to donate during this campaign, that the first person I asked, like that I spoke to, would say yes. Okay, I got both those things today. So this is not a coincidence. This is crazy because it just happened, okay? So here's how it happened. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I called a couple people today. So I left messages for 3 people. And then I called one person and I went over my very short introduction that I was, what I decided I was going to say to people on the phone. I don't like fundraising, so I also don't like videos. And I'm having to do things I'm not good at and that they're just challenging for me. I don't like putting people on the spot or asking for money or to donate to United Hearts. But we have to do this. Okay, I'm trying to do videos for United Hearts and then send the videos to the people that already want to volunteer. And I got sick for a couple weeks. It stopped me in my tracks. Okay, I was ready for you guys, by the way. I'm trying to get ready. And okay, I got really sick and I got laryngitis and I couldn't even speak, so I couldn't do the videos. I couldn't call people and I was just super bummed out. But anyway, I'm gonna try to bring this together really fast. Okay, so I was sick and I want to get these videos out and get the policies and procedures and get everybody ramped up. But I felt bad because I couldn't do the fundraising part of the documentation because I haven't really fundraised. I mean, I fundraised for small scale, right? For the events, the launch party and stuff. And I collect donations, monetary, for the gift cards that we give 100% to the kids in the schools. And then I've collected clothing. But nothing 100%'s gone to that. There's been no administrative costs thus far, right? Or coverage. And we haven't really done fundraising for the organization as a whole. And only for specific events, and then everybody knows it's going to that event. Well, right now we have to start a fundraising campaign to launch these other 12. Yeah, it's gonna be 13, counting the what's operational now. So to launch these other 12 communities where I'm gonna have volunteers, I want to be able to have start them out having some funding, right? Because I can't I don't have the resources. I'm quite poor right now to be able to fund 13 different counties. So, I funded this so far and I can't keep doing it. So I'm just being humble and honest here. I don't have the means to do it. So I have to start fundraising if it's going to work or expect everybody else to do it. And I think if it's people who don't have any experience, a lot of people that are going to volunteer, some people are bringing things to this that they have experience with, and some people are going to be new, but they're going to be obviously bringing their talents, but not necessarily the experience of doing this. And so to expect people to start fundraising when I haven't yet been successful or even really attempted to really take ownership of that, I just felt it's made me hesitant to start everyone up full force. So anyway, that's kind of like the backdrop. So I did my little introduction, okay? So here's how it went, because I want to be able to launch these people. I want to be able to write this section into the manual and just like really start serving the communities and start these districts, okay? Okay, sorry, I'm like doing all this, like here's all the background kind of information, but I needed confirmation no, this was right. I needed to know, like, Lord, am I supposed to be fundraising? I don't want to fundraise. I've avoided this whole time. I hate it. I wanted to hire someone. And then when I had somebody ready, they decided they didn't have time. It was a college student. And it's never worked out. And I felt like a gentle nudge to say, like, you need to start fundraising. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. Like, don't make me. But anyway, it's just hard for me. And I just feel like I'm pressuring. I don't like sales like that, like on the spot, because I don't like being pressured. So anyway, I realized I'm not pressuring people. I'm presenting them with an option to be involved and be a part of a community and part of a cause that they believe in. I'm not pressuring anybody. But anyway, it's taken me a while to get to that point. I'm like presenting an opportunity and a cause. Anyway, I don't need this water right now, but okay. So here's what happened. Okay. I'm just so excited about this, and it's hard for me to share it. I don't know what my problem is right now. Okay. Okay, so, sorry, but it won't be that long, and I'll be done after this part. Okay, so, why am I so nervous? Okay, I'm just, like, excited. I'm gonna all spaz out on you. I'm sorry in advance. Okay, so, I started at Toyota. So, once again, I asked for confirmation, and I asked for the first person I spoke to say yes. Okay, and I had 3 phone calls, and nobody answered. I left voicemails. And then I talked to one person, and I told him, I said, hey, what do you think of this? And he said it was good, but to shoot him in writing, and he'll give me feedback. Okay, so I'm almost back to the dogs, and I see a Toyota dealership, and I stop at it, and I'm like, I'm just going to ask them. That'll be like my first like practice run or whatever. And I forgot that not forgot, but I didn't, it wasn't on my mind. I wasn't remembering at the present time when I decided just to pull over that I had asked for that confirmation. I knew, but it wasn't like at the forefront, right? I just did it last night when I was praying. And I'm like really tired. I was falling asleep almost when I was driving. It's really dangerous, I know, but I would pull over if I fell asleep or whatever. But it was really bad because I'm exhausted this week, and like I just got done with bronchitis from the students I was teaching, and then laryngitis, and then a serious sinus infection. That's what you hear right now, by the way. Sorry. It's just like bad. I'm trying not to cough the whole time. But anyway, so I'm trying to get that all cleared up, and I'm a little bit like, I look a little under the weather, as you can tell. So like I'm trying to balance, like make it through all this stuff. I was really tired. And anyway, so I wasn't at the forefront of my mind. That's the point. Sorry, the ramble. Okay. So here's the exciting part. 8 minutes into this video. Okay, I stopped at Toyota, and I went to the service part, okay, of the dealership, and I was like standing in line. Well, I was standing in line, and I thought, I don't know, I just don't feel like this is the spot. And so I was like, should I go? Should I stand here? And I could have stood there for a minute. And remember, I wanted the first person to say yes. I think this first like option probably wouldn't have said yes. I don't know. There's something that nudged me out of there. I went out there and I asked this guy, and he just happened to come out of the other building. And I was like, hey, where's like, you know, the managers or whatever? And I can't remember exactly what he said. And then he was like, oh, this building, it's this other building. And so I went across into the other building. And then I was like, I'm just going to ask somebody, like the first person. And then I almost asked the first sales guy that was behind his desk because he wasn't talking. But I was like, no, I just don't like doing that either. So 2 times I almost asked somebody. 3rd time, okay? 3rd time's the charm. Anyway, 3rd time I decided, I'm going to just ask this lady, this young girl at the desk to direct me to the person who's in charge of charitable giving for this organization, for the business, and for Toyota, the dealership. And so she was like, oh, it's that guy right there. And he was a sales manager. And so anyway, then I was like, okay, but I think he's on the phone. And he was behind her, and so she couldn't see him. And I saw, she was sitting down, I stand up in front of her. Anyway, so she was like, oh, well, and somebody came over, and it was the guy I was originally going to ask him to, and like they had a brief exchange of what I was trying to do. And he was like, oh, you need Paul, the manager. And so he was like, give her the information. She's like, do you want his information? He's not here today. And I was like, okay. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe like I'll still go to that man that you suggested when he gets off the phone, and then I'll stop on the way out and get the number. Okay? And I'm going to tell you what he said. Okay. Is this suspense building or what? Okay, so I went in. He, like, got off the phone promptly. And so I didn't, like, decide to change my mind in that time. So I went in. I was like, hi. He said, hi, my name's da-da-da. And I was like, okay, my name is, well, Felicia. I don't know why I'm skipping parts. But anyway, so I said, hi, my name is Felicia. I'm with an organization called Younited Hearts. And we're actually starting to fundraise. This is the first professional business the first business I've walked into. And, well, what we do is provide clothing to children in need, and it ends up being their families, too. Usually if it's a child in need at school, and principal and the teachers identify the children in need, and we help their families, and we give them clothing, and then it ends up being other resources, too, that are donated. And we also help victims of human trafficking through anti-human trafficking organizations or task force, like the one I'm volunteering for in Orange County. And actually, we've been communicating more, too, and so they're finding out exactly what kind of can supply right now to their kind of clothes to their girls because they need some career clothes. Anyway, that was a sidetrack. Okay, so kids, their families, human trafficking victims, and then homeless through individual crests and through the shelters, which we've already put in place now, and then war veterans, we're also in action in Los Angeles. And so I was like, those are the four categories, but pretty much everyone, we help everyone who's in need through donations that we get, gently used clothing, and then I've done some of my own private, like, outreach to friends and family, as you guys all know, to get gift cards so we can purchase them new clothing as well. So anyway, I went through that, and then I said, so right now, we haven't done official fundraising, but we're trying to launch in 13 different counties total, and what we need is a minimum goal. We've had a minimum goal of $200,000, and right now we're fundraising for that, to meet that, so that we can launch effectively and basically move our framework it's operational now and working, and we're trying to move this into these other counties and get funding so that we're able to, like, continue this in this county even, because it's been a real struggle, I said, right now. And so I want it to be successful because, like, these people are on my heart. It's on my heart to help people, and we just really need help so we can do it, and I can't do it alone. So anyway, I told him that. And I said, right now we're asking $250 donations from, each potential donor. So after that, I was like, so, would you like to, are you interested in donating? You can donate via online through our website. And I gave him my business card. And then seriously, he was like, you're doing a great thing. He's like, and he went into like a 15-minute thing. He told me about himself personally, his kids, how he cares about kids who are abused, sexually abused, and physically abused, and how he already donates to Orange Crest in Orange County, and he really believes in stuff like this. He's a believer. He said he could tell I was stressed, but that I have internal joy. And I was like, whoa, I just ran into a Christian. And I knew he was a Christian. And so I was like, whoa, I'm a Christian, and this is faith-based, and it's just really my personal thing, like what I care about personally and professionally. And I really just want to make it successful so other people can help out too, and that I can really be on target so that the volunteers are successful in their counties. And he was like, I could tell you're really honest, like it's really important to you. And he's like, and those things are important to me too. I'm going to donate online. Not only that, he goes, I just want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, and you're doing a great thing and a good job. And I was like, whoa. And he's like, and then he gave me $40, which I'm not trying to collect, like, funds for myself especially. And he was like, I want the donations to go through online and stuff. But he's like, this is personally for you. He's like, I want you to just go do something for yourself and have lunch. And he's like, I'm going to donate to the charity online, the nonprofit online. And I said, it's a tax deduction. It's 501c3, which it is. And he's like, but I personally want to give this to you. I want you to go get lunch tomorrow. And I was like, lunch. He didn't say tomorrow. And I was like, what? No. And he was like, I'll rip it up in front of you. He's like, you're going to take it. I'm serious about this. He's like, I can tell you have a good heart. And I was just like, what? And like, this is blowing me away already, right? So I got my confirmation and my donation, yes, and he, like, gave me money, which I don't collect money for. I just, like, embarrassing. It's like, but what am I going to do? He, like, made me, and he's, like, 60. He's just this great man. And he's like, he goes, I'm going to tell you, and this is kind of embarrassing, but I'm just going to tell you what he said because there's the rest of it. And he goes, you have a real, like, natural beauty to you. And I was like, this is what I am right now. I was like, my sinuses are infected. I, like, have a man rasp. I was like, I had to put lipstick on for this video because I'm like, I haven't even done anything with myself. And I was like, what do you mean? And I was like, oh my gosh, you must be seeing something, but not what I'm seeing. And so anyway, sorry, my thing is ringing. But anyway, it doesn't even matter. It's just that it was so crazy because I'm like, it's like anti-everything, like surface level, right? He saw other things and I was just like, whoa. And he's like, I have 5 kids, a wife, I'm happy. He's like, I don't mean anything by that. I just want you to know that. And, you know, it's like, I really want to, like, have Jesus shine through me and have that, like, be what people are seeing. And so, like, that's the way I took that, is like, he's seeing, like, there's a different kind of beauty or something, I think. And so I was like, that's really nice of you. And I was like, thank you. And I was like, it's like, and I told him some serious things after that, like, very briefly, but, like, how I went off the cliff 300 feet and how I have a ministry channel with a couple videos on it about stuff like that, and how, you know, this is just so important to me. And I also said how, I just lost my train of thought about the other thing I told him. Anyway, maybe that's too much detail. The point is I got my confirmation, and I just thought of something else. Sorry, I actually did lose it that time. I went off the cliff and something. I don't even know. That's weird. Oh yeah, I do know. Also how I felt like it was really God, like, leading this whole thing, and like like, I didn't do this for benefit. I didn't do it to get anything out of it, and like, I just care. But in that process, like, I felt really low at one point in my life when, like, all this stuff happened, like, a couple years ago, and I had a breakup, you know, a huge one, and it was pretty devastating. And then it ended up being like, Younited Hearts is the thing that saved my life. It, like, rescued me. And I obviously didn't plan for that, but the thing I wanted to do was, like, rescue people, and it ended up rescuing me, because, like, the whole reason I had to, like, keep going, keep moving, get stronger was that and this is silly, like, obviously other people are going to help kids, but for some reason, however God worked it out, I really thought at the time, like, when I was super depressed, because I wasn't filled with the Spirit, and the light wasn't shining, right? I was down, and I was like, I have to get up, because I'm sorry, I'm just getting a lot of calls right now all of a sudden. I'm sorry. But the only reason I had to continue at that moment in time, right, was that I felt like no one would start the charity and no one would help the kids, and, like, I had to do his mission, which was the charity work for the kids, because otherwise, like, no one would help them. It made me cry. And so that's why I'm like, Younited Hearts actually ended up helping me also, and I didn't do it for that reason. So I told him that too. I think that's it. I just wanted to share with you, because, like, if you truly commit something to the Lord and you really ask, you could actually be specific with God and ask Him for what you want. He just gave me, like, 2 very specific requests I made, and I'm not saying always, but it's like in earnest, and it's because I really care about doing the thing I'm meant to do, you know, and it's not, like, for my own benefit. And so He honored that and answered me, like, both my specific, like, kind of demanding requests. I was, like, done. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm almost about to fall asleep in the middle of doing things. I can barely function right this week. And, you know, things are just so, like, challenging. And, you know, I just want this to work for everyone else. And I want to get the fundraising part of this down so that I can put that in the book. And then I'm like, have a complete procedures manual for everything that, you know, people need to know so they can run it themselves. I mean, if I even hand over the whole thing and I'm just on the advisory board, whatever, I just want it to work for you guys. And so I feel like this told me it was going to. And I've been really slow, and I'm sorry. It's just I needed some encouragement. I needed, like, my voice back and to get better, and I was exhausted, and then I got sick, and then I lost my voice because I'm teaching, and I was wiping snot of preschoolers. Anyway. Okay. That's it. Be encouraged. Be so specific with your requests. petition the Lord, go before him, lay it all down at the cross at his feet. That's what it means. And like, tell him it's his and mean it. And then ask for what you want. You want confirmation? There's nothing wrong with that. Get confirmation. It's been confirmed. We're doing this, you guys. We're going to fundraise. I'm going to get this. I'm not doing anything. I'm sorry. We are going to get this done. God is going to help me get it done. He's going to send the right people. We're going to get it